So as many of you guys have seen, as of last night, we finally received, after 3 whole years of waiting, a full-length project from SoFaygo, right? The last time we got one was November of 2022. We're currently in November of 2025. It's been 3 whole years since the last time we got a full-length project, but last night we did receive MANIA, 19 songs, 45 minutes. We reacted to it last night on stream, but going into this project, there was so much lead up, there was so much expectations. Nobody really knew what to expect, but people expected something, right? People expected for Faygo to drop the bomb, and he did that 1000%. He lived up to the hype and the wait. It was well worth it. So in today's video, I'm gonna give my thoughts after my second listen of listening to SoFaygo's MANIA project. So let's get into it. So as you guys can see right here, we finally received a SoFaygo full-length project. 19 songs, 44 minutes, 54 seconds. Now they're saying this is a mixtape. Me personally think it's more so an album. Sounds like an album to me personally. First full-length SoFaygo project within 3 years, literally years of waiting. And I'm not gonna lie, every single Friday that he missed not dropping, I don't care. Scratch it off the list. We do not care, because SoFaygo lived up to the wait 1000%. He hit a home run last night. It was crazy. Last night we were in the stream, we were reacting to it. Everybody seemed to enjoy the project. I didn't really see any negative reviews. Nobody was hating on it, and I think SoFaygo just dropped something that was pretty much undeniable. I just feel like nobody can sit here, listen to this project, and say this is bad, because it's not 1000%. This is amazing. I said this is one of my favorites, if not the best underground album of the year, and honestly might creep into like my top 4, top like 5-ish for albums of the year, period. This was extremely good. I'm honestly saying, I'm gonna say right now, this is the best project of the underground easily, and I'm gonna say this is like in my number 4, like 5 spot right now for top 5 of 2025. That's how good I think this project is. Now last night I was on one, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tripping. After first listen, I said a 10 out of 10. I was low-key tripping, you know, I was low-key on the high of a new SoFaygo project. That was based off my first listen, and after my second listen, this project has just grown on me even more from what I've already liked last night, but I have decreased my songs, right? This is off my second listen. I'm going 15 for 19 from SoFaygo. Now we'll go into my official rating at the end of the video, so stay tuned, right? But 15 for 19 from SoFaygo. Just to knock him out the way first, my 4 misses on this project are gonna be as followed. 1, Notice Me, Hard Rock SoFaygo. I wasn't really too big on this song. This really was like the only distorted beat on the project. I thought it was cool. I thought Hard Rock's feature was just like, it was decent, it was whatever. I could have really lived without Hard Rock on this song, and really for this being the only distorted song on the track list, I just personally really didn't think the beat was too crazy. Hard Rock's feature was whatever. The beat was alright. That's a miss for me. That's my first miss on the project. Boom, that's that. Then we got Challenge. I thought Challenge was cool. I did have it liked, but I was listening to it again, I'm like, I could kind of live without this one. This one just kind of like blends in too much of the track list, to be quite honest. I feel like I could just live without this song. Didn't really stand out from the others in my opinion. Now the next one, this one was actually pretty decent, but as everybody knows, the problem was the mix. The mix was just trash on the song. I don't know who mixed the song, but the vocals were extremely loud and I could just barely hear the beat. So due to mixing reasons, I am gonna give that a miss, a skip. And then my last one is gonna be Crash Out. Same thing with Challenge. I just felt like Crash Out kind of just like blended too much into the track list. Didn't really stand out. Wasn't really anything too crazy that really set it apart from like different tracks. I definitely feel like it was one of the weaker ones. Don't really see myself going towards that, and I could just kind of live without that, right? So that's gonna be my only misses on the project. We went 15 for 19. So now let's break down every single song, right? First, we got Open It Up with Cash Page. For me, this hit like every checklist in terms of having a good intro song, right? There was really good build up on this song. Cash Page, she came in, she dropped an amazing feature. She really did her thing. And then also those hey background vocals really made the track feel very like, I'd say atmospheric. It almost sounded like something you could definitely play for like a stadium rumbling type, crazy type song. Great build up, amazing background vocals. People were like, yo, this definitely has like carousel vibes. And you could definitely tell like Trav or like Don was in some sessions with Faygo creating this project, because you could kind of see like hints and pieces of those artists and what they do and have like done on certain songs definitely sprinkled throughout this whole project. I think they did it extremely well. Faygo did it super dope. But like I said, the whole hey chant in the background Definitely gave off like carousel type vibes on Astro. It was super dope. Nice highs on there from Faygo as well. He was rapping. I feel like this perfectly just like set the tone for the project, and it was amazing, right? This is actually in my top 3 songs of the project so far. And then the second song is gonna be Bankrolls. Feel like I don't really gotta talk too much about Bankrolls. We've all heard the snippet, and obviously on the official track list, it lived up to the hype. It was amazing. I don't know if this was a snippet or if it was a leak. I've heard this only as a snippet, but this was fire. This is actually also in my top 3 as well. This song is just a super great, perfect SoFaygo song. Great way to compliment, open it up with a solo Faygo song. Definitely did his thing. Super great, right? Then we go to Outside. Outside is fire. I said Outside's amazing song, and this definitely gave off Don vibes. If Don was on this song, he would have murdered this in GTA, but Don would have slid on this song so crazy. But Outside is another one of them ones. Faygo did his thing, super good. And then that goes into Back in the Mix, where this is just like flow state Faygo. This dude is not missing. It just felt like Faygo was riding on a cloud the whole time, and it was just like a wave, and he's just going in. That was one thing I was super impressed with this whole project was flows. Flows on top of flows on top of flows on top of flows. Like, this dude's flows are crazy. And then also like the highs and lows and the different flows that you can take on. But his flows where he would just start off rapping and then ended on like a super high note, it was kind of like this. It's just so far. We miss Faygo. We all miss Faygo, bro. Mayday, I feel like Mayday low-key could like blow up. This one is very catchy. I feel like Mayday could low-key like catch like a TikTok type of hit. And I think it's like super easy to just get into. Nice song from Faygo. I don't think anybody can complain on that. Relocate, I thought Relocate was fire. I did actually hear this before. I did actually hear the leaked version of this, and it was fire. It definitely lived up to the hype. All the leaks on this project definitely lived up to the hype 1000%. Then we go to Extreme. This one was fire. This kind of gave me like a art dealer type of beat. Almost gave me like that Ken song. It's like, grab your skateboard if you down to ride. I think it's called like X Games. Almost like Olympian type beat. It's like these video retro game type beats. And then Faygo was just walking on the song. This song was super fire. It just felt like you were floating the entire time on this song. I think that's low-key in my top 5. And then the next one is gonna be Challenge. Like I said, wasn't really too crazy on it. Also, this one kind of gave me like an old Ken beat type of vibe. For Challenge was cool. But this one, Monster, this is the star of the show. This is honestly might be SoFaygo's best track ever. This song was amazing. I was not expecting this. I had to run it back because I played it and I'm like, yo, this production is insane. Really gave me like Weeknd, Travis Scott. I had to check the credits because I was like, yo, did Trav throw Mike Dean on this song? Like, this song was crazy, bro. This song was the highlight of the project 1000%. I think everybody could agree with this. We were reacting to it last night. I was just mind blown. Like, I got chills reacting to this song. That's how good this song was. I wonder if Travis was in the studio helping him out with this one, because this was super cinematic. This is like very mainstream, but in such a good way, right? It reminded me of like Weeknd or something like Travis would do. And obviously those two have Mike Dean right behind them. So I was like, yo, did Mike Dean hop on this song? This song was just super atmosphere. Like, this was super good. Like, this one is probably low-key underground song of the year. I'm not gonna lie. This was amazing. Monster is definitely one of them ones. And then we went to Mission, which I thought was like pretty clean, nice little decent song. Compliments the album. I could live without this song. Wasn't really too crazy on it, but it was a nice song, right? I give that one a like. Then we got Count Up Fast. I did hear this before. This was, I believe, another leak. This one was super fire. I think there was like a combination of like NA plus War leaks on here. Was super dope. Wasted was crazy though. And I feel like Faygo pretty much like checked off every single type of vibe you would want, right? Faygo gives you like great rap performances on songs like Bankroll, and then he just goes super like insane cinematic type vibes with Monster, and then you got your R&B type songs, and then you got your like your distorted rage rap, and then you also got rage rap on here, which kind of gave off like, I guess like a Homicide Gang type vibe with the guitar. Faygo on Extreme guitar type beat was nuts. He completely ripped this song in half in a good way. This is gonna go stupid in the pits. This is probably in my top 5 as well. Definitely up there with Extreme. Wasted was crazy. And then Money and Clothes, I'm still standing on my take from when I reacted to Money and Clothes. Now I'm gonna say this, Money and Clothes has definitely grown on me, and I'm actually going to like that song, and I'm gonna give that song a like. I was hearing it throughout the week. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, this is fire, because when we reacted to it, I was like, this is cool. I feel like SoFaygo could have gave us a better lead single, and after listening to the entirety of the project, there was definitely better material to drop as a lead single. I think Bankroll could have been a great lead single. Nonetheless, Money and Clothes was a good song. People did enjoy it. Then we got Grow, which is just literally peak flow state SoFaygo. Another one of them songs. Walking, crazy. Like I said, the flows on this were just crazy, and then the way like SoFaygo's able to use his voice is just so insane. Like, he'll just go high, and then he'll go deep voice, and then he'll start rapping, and then he'll start singing. Like, it's so crazy, like the range and versatility SoFaygo has, and I feel like this was something that we've all been missing from SoFaygo because he hasn't dropped for years, right? And I feel like SoFaygo pretty much just showcased that throughout the whole project. He's like, I could do this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and this is why people say SoFaygo is the most talented. It's for a reason. After listening to this project, I think everybody could easily be like, yeah, he's the #1 most talented, right? And then we got Crash Out. Crash Out was cool. Like I said, it was alright. I could live without it. Then we got Safe. Super hard track. Safe was fire. Really felt like I was just like floating, like I was ascending, like I was almost like in a dream, ethereal type state. This reminded me of like Travis Scott. I felt like in Astroworld, Travis would have fit this song super well. It was very like psychedelic-ish, was super dope. I really think Travis and Don should have been on this album. I think they would have complemented this album very well. I know a lot of people were like, Travis hasn't really been hitting in 2025, and I actually do agree with that. I haven't really been too impressed with Travis Scott's features this year, but I do think there was a lot of beats on here that would have brought out the best in Travis. For example, Outside, Don would have went crazy on it. And then for Trav, I think he would have complemented Safe extremely well, but that Safe super fire track. And then the last one being the outro, See Me Shine, pretty much did his thing, did what it needed to do. Very super nice outro. SoFaygo was singing on it. Like I said, SoFaygo just displayed every single one of his cards for this project. Was super nice. This is my top 3. We're going no order. Open It Up, Bankrolls, and Monster. Well, actually, Monster is my #1. And then Bankroll and Open It Up can fight for 2 and 3. I don't really care. But like I said, SoFaygo pretty much displayed all his cards, right? There's R&B on here. He's rapping. He goes rage. He goes distortion. He goes psychedelic. There's pretty much everything. I think SoFaygo definitely did his thing. I do think this is better than Pink Hearts, and I am actually a huge fan of Pink Hearts. But I do think Pink Hearts was very R&B driven, and I think Mania, like I said, was just pretty much everything under the sun that SoFaygo can do. And I think he did it extremely well in this project. We went 15 for 19. Like I said, last night I gave him a 10 out of 10, but after listening to my second listen, we're gonna subtract 1 point. We going 9 out of 10. 15 for 19 songs. I'm super happy with what SoFaygo did with this album. I think everybody is. I think there's a song for everybody that anybody could enjoy. I do think this could lure in a lot of new fans for SoFaygo if they push it the right way. I could see songs like Mayday and Monster really go up. Like I said, I think Mayday could kind of go crazy on TikTok. It's very catchy, and it's super easy to get into. And obviously they need to like put in a budget just to push Monster, because that is one of them ones, bro. That's honestly one of the best songs I've heard within 2025. SoFaygo did his thing. We are all proud of SoFaygo. Definitely worth the wait, 1000%. I'm definitely going to be going back to this project. I haven't really got like the bug or the itch to go back to a project in a very long time, and SoFaygo definitely gave me that vibe. I'm like itching to hear Mania again for the 3rd time. I'm about to go somewhere far, so I'm about to drive for like an hour. We're bumping Mania the whole time. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about Mania after the first day? Was it worth the wait? Let me know your rating out of 10. Out of 19 songs, how many songs did you give them? And if you guys like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So MONEYMAY is it, and I'm out. Thank you guys.